your kind of company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, Orange Walk resident falls from construction site in the city. He is in critical condition at the KHMH. Shooting in Chanchen village could be related to the murder of Curtis Usher. And the People's Constitution Commission heads to North. It's time for you to know your rights. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Wednesday, July 26th, 2023.
Me encuentro recluida porque fui acusada de inhumación, exhumación de cadáveres, profanación de cadáveres y homicidio de 13 personas.
Ellos decían que era santería, nosotros decíamos que era satanería.
Yo nunca me imaginé que a mí me iban a aventar todo lo de Adolfo.
Quien jefaturaba y quien ordenaba y quien tenía el poder y el peso de decisión pues era Sara.
Good evening. With your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. A resident of Orange Walk Town is tonight hospitalized at the Carl Houston Memorial Hospital after he suffered a serious fall from a construction site in Belize City. The news of an accident at the Constitution site at the Radisson Fort George Hotel in Belize City spread like wildfire over social media this morning. Reports are that Orange Walk resident Ian Torres fell down from about 4 floors, receiving serious head and body injuries. Torres was among a number of construction workers who were contracted to work at the location. Now, while reports are still unclear, information is that he accidentally fell off a scaffolding where he was standing. At this time, we understand that Torres is in a critical condition at the KHMH. His family understandably refused to comment on the incident as they seek clarity about the exact circumstances surrounding the accident. Last week, we reported on the shooting incident at the home of Sergio Hall in the community of Chanchen in the Corozal district. As we reported, the incident resulted in 1 person being injured and 2 homes being riddled with as many as 20 bullets from high-powered weapons. Today, the media questioned Commissioner of Police Chester Williams about the incident, which he says is likely related to the execution-style murder of Curtis Usher, who was shot dead and his son grazed to the head when a gunman opened fire on the family as they arrived on the night of June 3rd. A high-powered rifle was used in Usher's killing, and it is believed that it may have been drug-related.
Matter again, we still believe that it has a lot to do with the earlier shootings we have had in the north, starting with the shooting death of the guy Usher. And we do expect that the matter is not going to go away easily. We do have our presence still in that area with our operation teams doing what needs to be done to prevent these things from occurring. But again, like I said, there is no police work that is going to be foolproof to avoid these things from occurring. But I think that all in all, the police work in the area has been extremely good to the extent that we have seen the speed of shooting decrease tremendously.
Now, while the Compol says police have increased their presence in areas in the Corozal district which are believed to be hotspots, we made it clear that officers are not there to act as personal security for known criminal elements.
I didn't say that the efforts of the police in the area have stopped it. But certainly we would have seen earlier on that the shootings were more consistent. No, it is not. That is not the case. And again, we are not providing individual security for these people. We provide general security for the public.
But we know that
And,
the house in Shanshan are known targets.
yes,
sir.
but that does not mean that the police must go and mine the Hall's house. Then, if
But
that
you
is
all
the
are doing
case,
it on so many blocks in Belize City, sir.
no, Jules.
You have 3 checkpoints around Victoria Street.
Mr. Vasquez, you have it all wrong.
Okay.
The police in Belize City are guarding a specific neighborhood, not a specific home. If it is that we believe that the likelihood of a crime being committed in a particular area is high, we put things in place to prevent that from occurring. But we're not going to take police and put them at nobody's house to mind them unless they're the Prime Minister, the Governor General, or somebody in authority up there that the law requires that we provide security for them. In the absence of that, we provide general security. Not even me as a commissioner. When my Caribbean commissioners enjoy the benefit of having personal protected security, even at their home, I don't have that.
You have JR,
Because
sir.
JR is hardly with me. Most of the time I go about, I'm by myself, right? But again, we cannot send a wrong signal that we are here to protect people who are deemed in society as being criminals or drug dealers. We cannot do that. I don't expect, and I reiterate, I don't expect that the police will be able to stop all crime. But certainly the efforts of the police in the area have minimized the occurrences of these incidents. And I think that the society, the public in the Corozal district are very much appreciative of that. When I go there, they explain to me how grateful they are for the police presence, and more so the fact that the shootings have decreased. But the people there don't expect, like I do, that the police is going to stop it altogether. But certainly the frequency with which it occurs has changed to a more better
Will it ever
environment.
return to zero, sir?
I can't say. I'm not the one committing the crime.
The People's Constitution Commission has begun a lengthy process that could result in a new Belize Constitution. For that to happen and to garner public opinion on the changes Belizeans would like to see in the Constitution, the Commission has begun to hold public consultations countrywide. This Friday and Saturday, the consultations will head north. In Orange Walk, the session will take place on Friday, and in Corozal on Saturday between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. at the Corozal House of Culture. The event is geared to feature prominent speaker Ed P. Usher under the theme Know Your Rights. Earlier today, we had the opportunity to speak to Cesar Ross, who is the director of the Good Governance Unit and head of the Secretariat of the People's Constitution Commission. Ross gave us a rundown of how the consultation has been going so far and also weighed in on what people are suggesting in relation to recommendations to the Constitution.
The process has just actually started, where we are on the ground and doing both some public education and consultation as such. So whether through its public meetings, presentations, and surveys as such. And we are getting a positive feedback where the people clearly, the majority have heard about the People's Constitution Commission and its task, and are on board and are excited about getting to the point where, once after understanding what are the main areas of the Constitution and its weaknesses, what recommendations they will propose as to how to better the Constitution to make it a more people's Constitution as such. No?
According to the director of the People's Constitution Commission Secretariat, Belizeans know what they want to see in the Constitution, and that is a plus at the time of consulting.
Right now, it's mainly a public education, and so we have people that are raising questions about and asking actually about the role of the monarchy, for instance, or the role of the Senate, and trying to understand these parts of the Constitution more so that they can either say, well, okay, good, let's keep it because it does have a play a substantive role in helping the good governance of our country, or whether they will say, something is best to replace it with something much more what they would more connect with and appreciate as such. No? So it's more about a process right now in which they're asking for clarity about certain areas, like the fundamental rights. Right? I went to speak to some schools, and one of the things about fundamental rights is that they're inalienable, and they love that, and the Constitution does protect it, but that there are certain things in there that they feel should be considered that have not been considered, that are not in there yet. For instance, a right to education. Right? It's not a fundamental right in the Constitution, even though we have a compulsory education law. It's not a right in the Constitution as such, no? So some people are saying, shouldn't something like that be a fundamental right, or to health care as such, no? So these are, in discussions that are going on, these are questions and concerns that are being raised by the population as such, no? And so the fundamental right is one of the first things that we want to make sure is very, very clear.
In the making of the new People's Constitution, the Secretariat has discussed the rights of every population existing in Belize, including the LGBT community considered to be a minority group. Here is what we know so far.
That has been discussed within the PCC, but it hasn't come from the public yet. The community, the people we have spoken to, have not exactly raised that issue as such. And so we're not there where we can understand the concern and what are the recommendations for elements such as that as such, no?
The consultations will continue in Orange Walk and Corozal over the long extended weekend, and Ross wants you to be there to add value to the conversation. It is a historical event where you can be a part of change in Belize.
Buenas tardes, pueblo de Orange Walk y de Corozal. The People's Constitution Commission, la Comisión para la Revisión de la Constitución de Belice, va a estar visitando. We'll be visiting Orange Walk and Corozal this weekend. In Orange Walk, el viernes en la tarde, desde las 6 a las 9, va a haber un foro público, a public forum, to discuss the fundamental rights within our Constitution and any gaps, any shortcomings as such. So estamos para aprender sobre los derechos fundamentales del pueblo de Belice y entenderlo y hacer las preguntas sobre qué está o no está incluido en esos derechos fundamentales. So, en Orange Rock vamos a estar allá desde las 6 hasta las 9 de la tarde del viernes en el Muscle Auditorium, y el sábado vamos a estar en Corozal desde las 3 hasta las 6 de la tarde en el House of Culture, in the Corozal House of Culture. So from 3 to 6 on Saturday, we'll be in Corozal town at the House of Culture talking about the fundamental rights within our Constitution that protect Belizeans and people in Belize, I should say, because it's everybody within the Belize country as such are protected by these fundamental rights. And so we will be looking at what are they and what shortcomings or what gaps there are that the public would want to see changed or added to as such.
Again, the consultations for the north of Belize are scheduled for Friday in Orange Walk and Saturday in Corozal Town. Coming up next, we'll tell you about the role of DAVCO and NAVCO. Stay tuned.
Me encuentro recluida porque fui acusada de inhumación, exhumación de cadáveres, profanación de cadáveres y homicidio de 13 personas.
Ellos decían que era santería, nosotros decíamos que era satanería.
Yo nunca me imaginé que a mí me iban a aventar todo lo de Adolfo.
Quien jefaturaba y quien ordenaba y quien tenía el poder y el peso de decisión, pues era Sara.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Don't move.
Virgil Perez, 41, a former cop who was arrested and charged for stealing a $55,000 Toyota Hilux in 2012, was lucky to be handed a suspended sentence, meaning he will not spend time in prison for the crime but must pay over $20,000 in fines, of which he must pay $5,000 upfront before being released from prison where he was on remand awaiting sentencing. Perez learned his fate in court yesterday after spending 5 months on remand at the Belize Central Prison following his conviction for the crime in February. Justice Ricardo Sancroft, in delivering his ruling, said to Perez, "You were police, entrusted to serve and protect, but you served in your favor." Being a first-time offender, however, he was given a 3-year suspended sentence. Perez was also fined $15,000 plus $5 cost of court. He was ordered to pay $5,000 by tomorrow, July 26th, before he can be released, so tonight he remains in prison. The balancing $10,000 he has to pay within 12 months period. Perez was also ordered to pay compensation in the sum of $5,000 to the virtual complainant, which he must pay within a 10-month period. The trial against Perez began on Wednesday, February 8, 2023, before a jury of 9 people. He was found guilty on February 16, 2023. The Crown made the case that while no one saw Perez taking the vehicle, he was found in the stolen Hilux shortly after the incident. In his defense, Perez gave a sworn testimony under oath that he had no knowledge that the vehicle was stolen and that he was just driving it. The truck was parked at Belize Diesel Equipment Limited, located on Mile 1 on the Philip Wilson Highway on February 26, 2012, but had been broken into and stolen. It was later intercepted by police in Belmopan and was driven at the time by PC Virgil Perez. Village councils are elected every 3 years in Belize. While it is a sacred right of every Belizean to come out and cast a vote on the person of choice appearing on the ballot, do we really understand how village councils operate? What really is their role in a village? In our primetime morning show today, representatives from DAVCO Orange Walk and NAVCO ironed out some of the doubts that linger in relation to the operations of village councils.
DAVCO, as the acronym says, it's the District Association of Village Councils. Right? We are formed of the 24 villages in the Orange Walk district, which forms the association. And mainly our role as DAVCO is for advocacy. We advocate on behalf of the village councils. We are the voice of the village councils. Whenever they are not heard, then they come to the association, and then we in turn speak for them wherever it is they need.
NAVCO is the National Association of Village Councils. Its function is similar to the DAVCO, only that we do it at a national level. So what we do is that we lobby at a higher level. We would be the ones trying to meet with the Prime Minister, trying to meet with the ministers, the embassies and so forth to bring in projects, to bring in funding, which is, we're always in need of funding. And what we do is, let's say, for example, the village council has gone to DAVCO, and DAVCO was unable to get the results. They could always, DAVCO brings that to the NAVCO, and then we stand as 6th district, and NAVCO covers the entire country. We're 194 villages together, made up of 6 districts. Every district has 2 representatives in the NAVCO. So when we stand and we speak for the entire 194. So our lobbying power is much more heavier than when just one DAVCO stands up to lobby for something that the village wants or needs.
Village councils are responsible for the care and maintenance of the public properties within the village. However, during the 3-year term, financing can be a problem.
We have a list of things that each village in the Orange Walk district wants. And like you said, mainly the challenges is they need to be heard. Right? Villages, the village councils, main concern is they need to be heard by government whenever it is that they need items for their village or resources for their village.
Right.
Because villages, as it is right now, we don't have a source of income. Right? Villages don't have, like, say the town council have a subvention monthly, or I'm not sure how often, but villages don't have that. The only source of income villages have is through the liquor license. And that is, there are some villages within Orange Walk that don't even have that, because there are some villages that they don't sell any liquor, so there's no liquor license. So they have to raise funds. And it's difficult for village councils to perform or show work in their village if they don't have income. So that is the primary concern of the villages. The 2 major necessities which the villages are claiming for them is street lights. Villages are expanding rapidly. There are many villages that don't have street lights. That is a main concern of the villages. And also when it comes to land distribution.
In relation to health, villagers would in the past have a hard time accessing safe and proper health services. That is changing in 2023 under the present administration and the newly enhanced National Health Insurance.
Sabemos que la salud es algo fundamental, muy importante para nuestros residentes, y esto va a ayudar, bien grande a nuestros aldeanos para dar medicamento y consulta gratis a nuestros residentes, y también en cualquiera, por ejemplo, como X-ray o ultrasonido que se requiere, ¿no? Y vemos la gran necesidad cada vez como líderes de nuestras comunidades, que cada día hay gente que está pidiendo ayuda para cubrir sus gastos en medicamento, en servicios en el hospital, servicios médicos, por ejemplo, ¿no? Esto va a ser un gran impacto para nuestras áreas rurales y estamos muy agradecidos.
There are still a few that don't really understand what is NHI. They don't understand, but basically, in a nutshell, NHI is an opportunity whereby the government is subsidizing the cost of you as an individual getting primary health care, getting it adequately. Our hospitals are always overfilled. So what this will do, this will lessen the crowd at the hospital. So doctors at the hospital will be able to be more efficient because they will have less people to deal with on a daily basis. They don't have to rush you no more. And then if you are not comfortable there, you could always go to these private facilities. So we're encouraging every villager, once you're 5 years and older, register for NHI. All you need is a social security. If you need a proof of address, you could always come to the village council, we could give you that. Some groups have been around the village. Others have approached me as the chairperson, and I facilitate by sending the information. No? But NHI is a very good thing. We keep promoting it. We keep encouraging people. It is an easy way for them to get the adequate health care that they need. This was one of the promises of our present government, no? And this is a promise that they are keeping to the people. And they are not stopping here. Eventually, it will be the entire country.
Each village council across the country is responsible for the enforcement of the Village Council Act by laws, regulations, and other laws pertinent to the Act. One of the woes plaguing communities in the rural areas of Belize is the insistent activity of contraband. Specifically, Belizeans, as per the Statistical Institute of Belize, consume a lot of beer, and as is the tendency, people go where it is cheaper, and as such prefer the contraband product. In villages, this affects the council since they depend on liquor license fees to be able to implement activities of development in their communities. So how can that issue be tackled precisely?
This is where we encourage all village council chairpersons that whenever they see or they know of a business within their village that is selling liquor without a license, we encourage them because we know,
get to that question.
because we know there are many
Right.
places. So we encourage village council chairpersons to inform DAVCO, and then we do a follow-up on that. They don't have to do the follow-up, they just have to inform DAVCO,
Okay.
and then we follow up with all the different institutions, the police, the liquor licensing board, and everybody that's involved in the liquor license. Because as it is, DAVCO has a representative in the liquor licensing board, which is Mr. Sabir here. So he is. We have a representative from DAVCO in that board. So that is a form also that the village council will benefit in getting back the funds that is collected from that liquor establishment. I mean, from that establishment that sells liquor. So that is something which we encourage, and we have seen that indeed some villages have come and brought that information to us. We follow up, and at the end, it's the same village that will benefit. We have had villages that report to us that there are establishments that are not selling, that do not have the liquor license. So we follow up with the police. We have with Mr. Diodi Novel, who is the chairman of the liquor licensing board. We inform them. They go and visit the place, and eventually they go through all these steps.
Most recently, DAVCO has been making its rounds around the country. Those visits have concluded, and a report has been sent to the Prime Minister for review.
We have been meeting with all the villages. We have been meeting with them, getting their feedback from them, and so that we could in turn pass it on to NAVCO, and NAVCO then took it to the Prime Minister. So we are in that process right now of waiting for a response, and then if we get a positive response, then that would be our big accomplishment to them, to the villages, right? And presently we have and I have to mention that Orange Walk DAVCO is the only DAVCO office in the entire country that has an office. All the other DAVCOs, well, just recently Corozal opened their office, but Orange Walk is the only DAVCO that has an office throughout the country, and we have been open since 2006, right? And we have a very intelligent and very able secretary there by Ms. Kanul. I think all the chairpersons know who she is. So we open Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. By just having that office, I think that is a big accomplishment which we have. Right?
Because you have that one-on-one contact with the village chairman,
Yes.
and even with the residents of those rural areas.
Right. And yes, and I just have to mention that our location for the DAVCO office is located on Progress Street, right inside the Ministry of Rural Development office. That is where we are located. And and we offer all kinds of services to the villages. If chairpersons need to draft a letter and type the letter and print the letter, we do that for them. We do we review their reports before they're submitted to the Rural Development Office. We follow up on their liquor license whenever it's not paid to them. We follow up on the chairperson's stipend whenever it's not given to them. So we are pretty busy there's following up with issues for the villages.
En toda ocasión, nuestros representantes de la área de Orange Walk, ellos están conscientes que hay una necesidad de componer las calles, por ejemplo. A ellos se les informa, ¿no? Y luego nosotros igual, yo soy una persona que me gusta insistir y nosotros vamos al ministro encargado del Departamento de Trabajo para que también ellos saben que hay una necesidad de componer las calles o drenajes, por ejemplo, ¿no?
With both entities working hand in hand, there is much advancement into the development of village councils in Belize.
DAVCO has been working from before, no? Before our present president, Mr. Valerio, we had, in the previous term, we had Mr. Sabido as the president. We could probably start talking from then, no? Under Mr. Sabido, he managed to increase the stipends of the chairpersons. That matured in this term. A lot of help has been gotten in the area of health. He opened channels of communication with different embassies and ambassadors, and that is what we continue doing. No? Under this present NAVCO, one of our objectives is that in this first year of service, we get to open offices of DAVCO across the country. Once we have active DAVCOs, that will strengthen our NAVCO. So right now, most of our districts have an office operating, and also the lobbying continues. We have open channels of communication with Prime Minister. We know that we are united as one and we are more active. They could see that the 194 villages that we represent cover more than 56% of the electorate. So our lobbying power is there, and we're going to use that to our leverage to get healthcare assistance and so forth. So as we move along, you're going to have different little gains that we're going to be bringing up now.
Carazal recently opened a DAVCO office in the village of San Joaquin. To contact the DAVCO on Progress Street in Orange Walk, you can call 624-1624 or 655-4705. The office opens Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. NAVCO is available at phone number 678-8819. Both DAVCO and NAVCO members are re-elected every 3 years. Today, Belize Electricity Limited BEL issued a statement assuring customers that the company continues to investigate the cyber attack on its information technology IT system. In addition, BEL reaffirms that there is no evidence that customer credit or debit card information was leaked as a result of the recent cyber attack on its IT systems. BEL also clarified that credit and debit card numbers and expiration dates are stored in the company's database. Previously, we mistakenly reported that no credit nor debit card information is stored by the company. Indeed, no such information is stored on the company's filing system. However, it is important to clarify that the information is stored in the database system, which is kept on separate computer servers. The storage of this information is required by our merchant agreement with the card processing bank, BEL stated. However, the company says that there is no evidence of any breach of the company's databases in which card information is stored. Based on all our investigations to date, the leakage was limited to data stored on the company's electronic filing system, BEL added. BEL says that it continues to investigate and address all issues related to this unfortunate incident. If you will be in Orange Walk Town for the long holiday weekend and are looking for something to do with the entire family, you are invited to the Orange Walk People's Stadium for the first ever annual Family Fun Day Business Expo and Fair. The event scheduled for July 29 and 30th, starting with a parade through the main streets of town. Organizer of the event, Lavon Carrillo, today told us more about the event, which promises to be fun-filled for the entire
Orange Rock People Stadium, guys, we're going to be 29th and 30th. We're going to be having a family fun day, right? It's on a day full of events, prizes, giveaways, lots to eat, lots to drink. There's going to be lots of businesses out here with lots of discounts on their items, you know. So if you're looking for that back-to-school program, you're looking for those household items on discount, they're all going to be here, right? So you guys can come out for that. Regarding our events, more or less our schedule, it's going to start off We're going to have a small parade the 29th. There's going to be a small parade from Central Park to here at the stadium. The drum corps leading it will be CDC. So you want to hear them out before their September. They're going to be out here. You can come here and support them. Once that comes out, we're going to have a little small opening ceremony to break the land, give people more or less idea where everything will be located. And as you can see behind me, we have all those Ferris wheels, the big, the small, all of them out here, right? So all those things are out here for kids. We have lots to offer, actually. It's a family fun day. So I'm trying to cater to everyone, from all ages, from kids to adults to a little bit more to the older generation, something for basically all the generations. I believe the family fun games will go back into the kids and more along the adults who want to spend time with their kids and so forth, or a group of friends that just want to enjoy a weekend, right? We also have bingo night. We also have the karate, which will be happening this Sunday. You want to come see some karate, we're going to have it Sunday right here too. The mechanical rides are here for the kids, not only kids, adults as well. There's going to be lots of games, bouncy castles, trampolines, cotton candy, what's the other one? Palomitas, the popcorn, they're going to be out here as well. And to provide more for the family, we're going to have a movie night so the kids can enjoy right here as well. Both days, actually. The movie nights will be starting from 6 until we close our day off, right? Adults, you guys can come bring your kids right here for their movie night, and you guys can go out and explore as well. You leave your kids there, you go explore. So, both worlds have fun, right?
The two-day event will also be complemented with a wide lineup of local DJs and artists providing musical entertainment for the entire family.
We're bringing in a lot of local DJs, support local artists, right? Support our local. We're the ones that are going to be coming on the first day are mostly DJs. We have a lot of DJs, and the second day will be our artists will be coming out to sing. Some of the DJs I can mention right now are we have DJ Jerry, DJ Marlon, Unlimited Sounds. We have DJ Chris, DJ Scottman. We have DJ Dion and DJ Abs Unlimited. He's going to be coming out here as well. We have our other DJs, DJ Kenneth, DJ Marlon's going to be coming out for both days, actually. So you guys, you miss him the first, you can come here for the second as well. We also have our artists like Eddie B, Yadi Kid. I think everybody knows Yadi Kid. Esco, he's going to be out here as well. Tiny Melodies, Daddy Flo, Aravan, those are some of the artists that are out here. You guys can come support your local artists out here as well. They're going to be playing some hit songs of them. The DJs are going to be doing their little remix out here, So it's going to be a fun night for everyone. And not only the day we also have filled out with activities. So there's not going to be a moment of dullness out here.
The Family Fun Day kicks off on Saturday, July 29th at 9 a.m. until entrance fee for adults is only $3, while children enter for free. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, July 27th here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.